Funky Hellboy's channel is proudly a partner with the Freedom Network. Thanks for watching. Hey guys and gals, what's going on? It's Skullgirls Online Battles, episode 109, Tiers. Now guys, we're going to be discussing tiers, and honestly, their inimportance in a game like Skullgirls. Now, tiers, they're really, as of Skullgirls right now, since Skullgirls, in my opinion, hasn't developed into a place where tiers are really necessary, aren't really that important. But if you do like tiers, they are good stepping stones just to see how potent a character could be. Now, yes, I have created my own tier list, and it is subject to change whenever, and you'll see that in the description below. But let's talk about tiers and why, well, they're not that important in this game. Now, why tiers aren't that important in this game is very simple. Every single character in this game is extremely viable. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses, and the game is amongst the most balanced fighting game I've ever played. Now you might be wondering, well, aren't some matchups a little bit bad for one character? Yes, but then tiers really don't matter in this game because it's also not just a solo game, it is a team game with whole different strategies. Like, let's use this for example. A solo peacock against a, let's say, Ms. Fortune. Now you might think, oh my, Ms. Fortune has a huge advantage to that solo peacock. And you might be right, depending on the player skills of both players. I have seen some great solo peacocks go against unbeatable odds. But you might be thinking that Ms. Fortune does have the advantage, and I would agree with you on that. But then, since this is Skullgirls, Peacock can just go to two players and pick out Double or Big Band as an amazing assist to keep them locked down across the screen. And that's something that is unlike any other game in fighting games. Or at least that I know of. Being able to decide your team size really makes tiers very hard to make. Because any hole that a character could have on a solo team can be easily patched up. Let's say Valentine, you're using her on a 3-character team, you would be thinking, wow, Valentine does not have that great damage output. But then you're using a solo Valentine against a 3-character team. Valentine has an amazing damage output this time, and amazing resets to go with it, but she doesn't have that many get off me moves. But then, you go into a 2-character team. Valentine now has okay damage, and still her amazing resets, and you're using Updo, Napalm Pillar, Beat Extend Light for assists. And then boom, you're covering holes that the one character had. It's an amazing thing that Skullgirls has, and it's helping out the balance, and it helps you actually want to discover your own matchups and how you play against certain teams or certain characters. Because in the end, it really isn't... well, it still is, but it really isn't as big as a matchup game as you would think it. It isn't like in Street Fighter where you would go against an insane keep-away character against a really bad character. Let's think, there isn't any really bad characters in this game. Let's think of this. You're using Ryu against a Dan. You're probably thinking, wow, Ryu's going to win. Dan stinks. So you would put Dan at maybe the bottom of the tier list because, well, he's created to stink. And luckily, in a game like this, no character is created to stink. They're all created to stand equally on their own feet, and hey, they can do even better sometimes. And I say sometimes because there are situations that you do want to go for solo with extra characters. So basically, matchups are important to this, but they're not that important if you have a matchup against another character, but you're also using an assist, or you're using more players on your team. Now, matchups are still good to know, and it is good to know how to handle a certain character with the character that you like play, and you're playing it solo, just in case if you are using a multiple team, you'll know how to go against them if you do lose every single other character that you have, and you're trying to go solo against the rest of his team. So with all that knowledge, I have to admit, tiers in this game really aren't that important. But are there some really overpowered people? Yes. Fuqua. Extremely overpowered. And for good reason. She's actually not balanced. The creators have even said this. Fuqua is not balanced. If you do play a Fuqua against a big band, she will win. It's a 9-to-1 matchup. It is insane. Fuqua has amazing damage output and great burst space, but her fast fall mechanic, especially against larger characters, is just insane. Double and big band really get the blunt of that attack. That each attack that she possibly can do is just going to wreck them. But once she does get balanced, you can really make sure that this game is still going to be one of the most balanced games of all time in fighting games. It's extremely balanced just in the sense that every single character has their own uniqueness to them. There isn't 1,000 Shotos or there isn't 1,000 charge characters that you can compare and contrast these characters to just based on frames or how their fireballs work or how their get off me moves work. No, every single character is special. And that's why tiers don't really matter in this game. It really just matters about the player skill and how well you can use a character. I've seen solo peacocks go against 3-player teams and win decidedly, almost perfects all the time. I've seen that before. I've seen the craziest things happen in this game. It's all because of its balance. This game is extremely balanced, and tiers, oh, they're not that useful. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.